Five Nights at Freddy's is my favorite horror franchise. I can't believe I just said that. But in all seriousness, sure, it's definitely not the best horror franchise, but you honestly cannot deny the franchise has had such a huge impact on modern horror games. Something that I honestly can't believe with the franchise now is how really big the franchise has gotten. As a movie, which was okay, it's pretty decent. 11 games as the time of this recording, and I cannot count how many books there is now. The amount of books there is insane. But my point still really stands. This franchise is, honestly, at this point, I would kind of call this franchise a AAA franchise. Kind of like how Minecraft was at one point. Well, still is, but overall, this game has had such a huge impact that it's honestly kind of crazy, the fact that this game was made on this tiny ass little game engine called Click Team, which literally Scott had many memory problems with, and he still made these honestly quality games for this little ass $100 like game engine. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Now, yes, the games can be hit or miss, and as of lately, Steelwool has taken over the franchise at this point, and they've been hit or miss. Steelwool has been hit or miss, but they're still making quality games, and even Scott has made a couple games I'm simply not a fan of. But overall, even at the lowest, I still think that Fnaf is still putting that love, passion, and quality within their games. And don't get me started with the game's lore. Oh my gosh, I can go on about how much lore that Scott has put in this franchise. It's honestly insane. And I gotta think to the 1,000 videos that MapHead has made on this franchise, because truly I've seen some amazing theories on this franchise. Now, I know people will definitely kind of see FNAF as just like, oh, it's just a jump scare fest of just like jump scares and cheap horrors and shitty theories and shitty lore, which, like, yes, the story of FNAF isn't exactly perfect. It has a lot, and I mean a lot of problems, but I still think that the lore is honestly kind of compelling at times, and I think I really have to thank the fan base for this. The fan base as a whole is hit or miss. FNAF has one of the most hit or miss fan base I've ever seen, but I've seen some genuinely like amazing people within this community, to the point it boggles my mind. I've listened to plenty of fan songs. Why do the fan songs go so hard? I will never understand the fan games. Like, the fan games honestly impressed me, to the point I didn't even put this on the script, but yes, I know Fanverse has a bit of issues, but the fact that Scott has gotten fan game creators to make some games and they're giving them merch is honestly one of the craziest things that a FNAF fan can say. Like, oh, I made a fan game for Scott Cawthon. Like, that's honestly insane. And don't get me started with the FNAF fan animations. Oh my gosh, like, some of these fan animations genuinely amaze me. I mean, it's not like I make anything, you know, it's not like I make these animations or something, but it's crazy how, like, these people use SFM, Blender, Cinema 4D, 2D, and I don't think we should talk about the gacha life stuff. I think we can just I think we can just leave those. But overall, the franchise has really made its impact, and I know I said that earlier in the video, but it's really made an impact on the horror scene, for better and for worse. A lot of worse. Regardless, though, even a lot of these mascot horrors I've been seeing lately, a lot of them don't. Some of them can go toe-to-toe with FNAF, but some of them, not so much. And whenever I play these games, sure, some of them might be good, some of them might be bad, but a lot of them just don't hit, or don't reach that mark that Five Nights at Freddy's truly has. And I think I gotta congratulate Scott here. Scott Cawthon and Five Nights at Freddy's is something that I've always wanted to talk about on this channel, but I never really got to, because I really didn't know how to put this video into justice. Is that the amount of lore, hidden Easter eggs, and is the fact that he's even though this franchise is big, he still connects with fans in a big way. And that's something I honestly respect. And hell, if we move Fnaf to a side and just talk about him as a person, there's some charm that he had really to his games, like his other games. That's not the Funny Bear game. Chipper and Sons, Dessel and Hub, and I can go on with his other games. And hell, even his Christian's animations. Yes, some of them aren't the greatest, and some of them are amazing, but it's just like he has such a distinct style of modeling and lighting that I just love so much. Scott is probably one of the most coolest like game developers I've ever seen. And sure, Steel Wool so far has made some cool games, some great games, and they made some duds here and there. But as much I love those new games, they don't really hit the same compared to what Scott Cawthon's made with his games. Now, sure, despite Scott Cawthon, hitting his directorial role within these games, the new games, just as much as they are, I guess they don't have that feel that Scott Cawthon has. Now, sure, the animations in the older games were not the greatest. Sure, some of the games in around his Scott era were not my personal favorite, but I can't deny that these classic games that he made on Click Team are by far the most impactful horror franchise I've probably seen in a while. Now, yes, as I said in the beginning of the video, FNAF isn't the best horror franchise. It doesn't go toe-to-toe with stuff like early Silent Hill or Resident Evil. But its impact it's made, to the point, now the fact it has a movie that a movie that did amazing at the box office, honestly astounds me. So, I gotta thank you, Scott Cawthon, for 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's. And then that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.